Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good today. So in today's video, I'm going to run down through all the cream blushes that I have in my collection and going to tell you guys which ones are the best, which ones are the worst, and which ones are like okay-ish. So without further ado, let's get started. I have like 15 blushes to go through, so yeah, we'll have to speed it up. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you are someone who's new to this channel, thank you so much for clicking this video. I post affordable makeup and affordable skincare fashion content on this channel right here. So without further ado, let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through each of these blushes really quickly. I'm going to give a rating out of 10 and I'm going to tell you for which skin type it will suit, like for oily skin, combination skin, for dry skin, if it's dewy, how is the formulation, and that's it. I'm not going to sit here and blabber too much. So let's get started. So the first blush that I have here is the O2O liquid blush, and this is in the shade 06. Now I already have done a full-on dedicated review on this and I really love this. I would say this is definitely a dewy, very dewy type of a blush, and the shade is very warm type of a warm brown, and it has peachy undertone in it as well. I really love this. As I said, it's very dewy. It is definitely for dry skin. If you are someone who have oily skin but you still want to use this blush, I would say set it with the powder blush. But for me, I really love it and I would give this a 9 out of 10. I am giving this a 9 out of 10 because I feel like it's a little too dewy sometimes, and also not only that, I can only use this in the winter time. During summers, I feel like it's just rubs off my face because it's that dewy. So this is definitely a favorite of mine, and this is this is not my summer blush, this is my winter blush. So the next blush that I have, I absolutely love, and this is what I'm wearing on my cheeks right now, and I don't have a highlighter on, by the way. This is from Haina Beauty. These are the liquid blushes. Now as you can see, I have like 3 shades of these and I really love it. My favorite is the shade Russet, and that is what I have on today. I really love the formulation of these blushes. I would give this a 10 out of 10. I would say that these are very lightweight. They look very much like skin and the formulation is very unique. I would say this as unique because it depends on your base how these blushes would look like. For example, if you have a matte base going on, very full coverage foundation, matte foundation, you have powder going on your skin, so that when you apply these blushes, this is going to look matte on your skin. Definitely not powdery or anything of that sort. It looks very naturally matte. But if you have a very dewy base going on like I have on today, as you guys know, I really love a dewy base, glowy type of foundations, then this is going to look glowy. So it acts according to what base you have, and for that I would say the formulation is quite unique and I would urge you guys to check this out. Yes, it's a little bit on the expensive side when it count as this doesn't fall under ₹500, but I think it is definitely worth the price. And I just think that even if you have oily skin, dry skin, combination skin, normal skin, everybody can use this blush, and that is why you guys can see I have like 3 shades here right here. So the next blush I have is the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb. Now I have to talk about this blush because I like the formulation of this blush, but I think it's the Flower Beauty changed this blush formulation. So when I got to hear the reviews of this blush, initially people said that this was so good, kind of like okay-ish pigmented, and it looks very natural on the skin. And yes, I totally agree to that. But the only thing is that I think they changed the formulation of this blush a little bit, and I don't think so it's that pigmented anymore. I mean, I like how natural it looks and I love how dewy, and it looks really good on the skin, but it's not as pigmented as initially people were telling. And I saw Jessica Brown use the older formulation and the newer formulation too, and she said that they have reduced the pigmentation of these blushes. Now I have the shade Cinnamon and I thought it was going to match my skin tone really well. I don't have to apply a lot, but I have to layer this blush so much in order for me like it to show up on my skin. And after blending this blush out, the pigmentation kind of goes away. As I said, I like the formulation. It's very dewy. I think so a lot of dry skin people will love this, but it has very less pigmentation, and for that I would give this a 6 out of 10. I was about to say 6 out of 7, but yeah, 6 out of 10 I would give this blush. 4 points I did minus it because of the pigmentation. It's not that great. So the next blush I have here is falls under the category of worst blush. Now it falls under the category of worst blush because I feel like it's very waxy. It's not just waxy, you have to tug this blush on your skin. This is the Sery blush and this is the shade Coral Cat. Now I like the shade a lot. Obviously it's definitely right up my alley. I love coral and peachy blushes, but I really did not like how this looks, especially because I think I have dry skin. So maybe if you have oily skin you might end up liking it. For me personally, I did not enjoy this at all and it's just lying in my collection. I really don't like it and I would give this a 3 out of 10. But if you have oily skin, maybe you will like this. For my dry skin, no, this is a huge no. So the next stick blush I have is from West Side. This is the Nuon stick blush and this is in the shade 03, I think. I don't know what is the shade of this. Yeah, it's in the shade 03 and this one retails for 195 rupees. I would say this is also a very unique formulation. Obviously it doesn't contain that much of blush, you can see it right here, but it has a very nice sheen to it. Although it is a cream blush, I feel like a lot of people who have oily skin can also use this because it's not dewy. It just has a glow to it. That's different, you know. It's not dewy. The formulation is not dewy. It has a very nice sheen to it. I don't know how to explain it, but once you use this you will know the formulation is quite different than other stick blushes. It glides onto your skin really well and you can tap this in with your fingers too. So I really like it. I would give this a 8 out of 10. 2 marks I did deduct because I feel like the blush is very tiny. Although considering the price, I think it's okay also, but yeah, I would like to rate it as 8 out of 10. I really like it. If you are a beginner and you're just looking to, you know, go for a cream blush, I would like to, you know, urge you guys to get this because I really loved it. So the next blush I have here is the Just Herbs blush and this is the shade 05 Soft Nude. Now I really love this shade a lot because it has a very mauvey type of undertone to it, but yet it looks very good on my Indian skin tone. So I feel like this blush is definitely not too dewy, it's not too matte, it's somewhere right in between. So I think that this will be again suitable for all skin types. But if you like extremely that type of a dewy blush that looks glowy from within, I don't think so this is going to be for you. I like to use this on my eyes too. Sometimes when I'm just doing a very quick type of a look, I will use this on my eyes. I'll just use this on my cheeks and I'll go out the door. So for me, I really like this. Although I do, you know, I don't gravitate it like towards this blush that much because it's not like utterly, you know, dewy. I am someone, I really prefer dewy blushes, but I still like the formulation was quite good. So I just think that people who have oily skin and you just want your blush to look very natural and maybe you just want to experiment with cream blushes, I think you will like it. And again, for a beginner, I think this one will be a perfect choice too. And as for rating, I would give this a 7 out of 10. So the next blush I tried here is the Isadora Blush. Now I'm on a fence about this blush because whenever you know, sometimes it would look good and sometimes on some foundations it will not look that great. I mean, if I have extremely dewy foundation, then this blush looks extremely beautiful. But if I have a little bit matte base going on, you know, sometimes I do like to do a little bit matte base, not too much, a little bit. So then this blush is not like, it doesn't look that good on my skin. So that's why I said I'm on a fence about it, and I would not like to repurchase this because, but I honestly don't hate it also. So it's like an okay-ish product for me currently. But yeah, I just feel like, I mean, the formulation is not that unique, and for that I would like to rate it a 6 out of 10, but it's not bad too. So yeah, it's like an okay-ish product, and I feel like if you are leaning more towards normal to oily skin, you might like this blush. The pigmentation also was quite good. The consistency of this blush is very creamy as well. So the only thing is that sometimes it tends to look funky a little bit underneath, like, you know, it just disrupts the foundation underneath a little bit. So only for that I don't like this blush. Other than that, it was quite okay. Next blush is definitely my favorite blush ever, like one of my favorite blushes. This is the cream blush, and this is from this small Instagram store. I will leave her. This is Aaliyah Cosmetics, and I already ordered another shade. So this is the shade Tinted Mocha. Now this one looks very, how I would describe, very mauve on the pan, but when you apply this, this can make your cheeks come to life. Like, it looks so glowy, it looks so juicy. My skin just looks 10 times more youthful, I would say, and that is why I like it. This only retails for 200 rupees, and I cannot stress this enough. For 200, this is the best blush I have ever used. Now, if you have oily skin, I wouldn't recommend this because it's too dewy, you know, but it's not that dewy where it doesn't stay on your cheeks also. It has the right amount of dewiness. I really love this blush a lot. Now this one, as I said, Tinted Mocha, looks so good. It just warms up my skin tone. Like, it looks very, very natural, and I like to use this on my no makeup days also, where I'm not wearing any foundation but I just want a little bit color to my cheeks. I will put this on and go out the door, and this just makes my base makeup look so good. Even though it is very dewy, it never made my foundation look bad. It looks very good. It stays on for a really good amount of time as well, considering how dewy it is. So for that, I would like to rate this a 10 out of 10. So the next blush I have here is this Kiss Beauty Liquid Blush. Now I have done a full-on dedicated review on this as well, like a year back, so you can check that out if you want. But let me tell you, this blush is amazing. I have the shade 02 here. This comes in a pack of 4, but I did not like the rest of the colors because it was too pink, so I gave all of them. So I just have the shade 02. Now this shade is very, very peachy, but it is pigmented as well. It's not too pigmented, but it's not too sheer too. So I really like it, and I feel like it looks dewy, like it goes onto your skin really nicely. After you blend this out, this stays put, like it's not going to move, and it looks very, very natural. So I just feel like this is also a blush that I really like to apply it no matter my skin is looking dewy or matte. This looks good all the time. It's not overly dewy, it's not overly matte, so I feel like even if you have oily skin, you're still going to like this. Now I know a lot of people ask me the difference between the Kiss Beauty and the O2O. I really like both of them, but the O2O, as I said, is extremely dewy and it is definitely for dry skin people. But the Kiss Beauty blush, I feel like dry skin can also use this and oily skin can also use this, and this comes in a set of 4. So I just feel like if you and your friends maybe want to try out some liquid blushes, you can go for this. This comes in with this spatula, and I would like to rate this a 8 out of 10. I really love this a lot as well. So the next blush I have is from Chariot. As you can see here, I have used this blush in my in my Amazon favorites once. So I really love this blush. The shade is also very pretty. Even if it's pink, it has a little bit of that warm undertone to it. It's not straight up Barbie pink, which I don't like, by the way. So this one, if you ask me to compare this one with the Just Herbs one, because they both are kind of like a little bit of similar vibe. So if you ask me the difference, I would say the Just Herbs one is more like matte type of blush. It's not too matte, but it leans a little bit more towards matte. The Chariot one, I would say it has the right amount of dew. It's not like overly dewy, not glowy, none of that, not glossy or anything of that sort. But I would say this one has a little bit more dew than the Just Herbs one. So that is the only difference, I would say. I really like it. The pigmentation is also amazing. Again, you can use these blushes like everyday blush. Just tap in with your fingers and just this blends out so beautifully. It has the right amount of pigmentation, and also I would like to say you can use this on your eyes too. So for that, I would say I really like this blush a lot, and I would definitely give this a 8 out of 10. So the next blush I have here is from Sedell. This is the cream blush, and this is in the shade 04. Now this blush, it is extremely dewy. If you would compare this to all the other blushes that I have talked about in this pot type of a consistency, I would say this is very, very creamy. Although the lasting power of this blush isn't the best, and if you would ask me to compare this one with the blush, the 200 rupees Aaliyah blush, I would say the Aaliyah blush is a little bit more glowy, a little bit more dewy. It is dewy. I love it so much, but I feel like the dew, a lot of oily skin people can also use this. It's not overly dewy, but I really love this because I love how natural it is. It's just a very, very, very natural type of a blush, and I would just dip my brush, my fingers, my sponge in here, just tap it on my cheeks and go out the door, and that's it. So this is a blush I can wear it during the winters, I can wear it during the summers, and it's like a no fuss type of a blush. And honestly, I do not like to apply this on the eyes because for my eyes it can be a little too dewy. When it comes to your eyes, you know, it's always better to go with something that is a little bit, leans towards a little bit more matte. But I really love this. So I think the shade 04 is also really beautiful. So the next blush I have here is one of the worst blushes I have used. So this is the 020 blush. It belongs to the same company I said in this liquid blush. This is a cushion blush, and I would say stay away from this, you guys. I don't like it at all. This one retails for 800 rupees. I think, yeah, I paid like 800 rupees for this from Purple. I got it from Purple, and it comes in with this stem type of a thing. So it's like a heart and it comes with this stem. So this is useless, first of all, obviously. So this just makes the packaging look very bulky. I don't like it. The second thing is that the actual blush that you get here, it is very, you know, the quantity is very less. Now the formulation of this blush is not that unique also. I mean, it's a little dewy, it's okay, but the only thing I don't like is also the shade. The shade is so bad. It's like a straight up orange, and I don't think so it's going to suit a lot of, you know, Indian skin tones. Although I know I do like orange blushes and all of that, but somehow the shade looks so bad on my skin tone. I don't know. I used this like twice, and after that I did not use this at all. And also, as I said, you hardly will get 10 uses out of this. If you use this every single day, I think so it will last you for a month, and that's it. Like, it's going to finish up that easily. It almost has like no quantity at all, and for the price, no, thank you so much. I really don't like it at all. It is like, I would like to rate this 1 out of 10. It's that bad. So the next blush I have here is from Daughter Earth. Now this one, I would say I really like it. The shade is also very beautiful. It's the shade Coffee Nude. Now this one, they have a lot of variety of different, you know, different types of blushes, and the formulations of these blushes are quite good too. And yeah, I really like this blush. This is not something, it's not bad, it's not that great, you know, where I cannot live without this blush after I run out of it. Obviously, I don't think so I'm going to purchase it, because I feel like the formulation is good, but it's nothing like unique. You know, I already have the Chariot blush. I already have the Just Herbs blushes. So it's almost the same type of formulation. So again, if you are wanting to get the Daughter Earth blushes, I think you should go for it, because the formulation is good. But for me, because I have so many different blushes, I feel like it's an okay-ish formulation for me, but I really do like it as well. So I would give this a 7 out of 10. So the last blush I have here is from Sugar. Now this is a very newer blush in my collection. I got it from Amazon, and this one retails for 800 rupees. Now Sugar always has sales and everything of that sort, so you can get it for lower as well. You can get it for like 600, 500 maybe also sometimes. So I would tell you guys to go for this blush if you have oily skin. Even if you have dry skin, you're going to like it, but I feel like during winters it can be a little too dry, but for summers it's perfect, I would say. I really like this. It blends really well. It doesn't disrupt my foundation. My foundation looks very good. Also, it gives a natural flush, you know, onto my cheeks. So the only thing is that it's not overly dewy, but sometimes, you know, I do want a blush that is not that dewy, especially during summers. So I feel like, yeah, this is a very good blush. And yeah, don't pay 800 rupees, you know, pay like less whenever Sugar is on sale. Get this blush. I really did like it, and I am in the shade, I don't remember the shade actually. I'm in the shade Pink Prime. Although it says it's pink, it has this coral undertone to it. So yeah, and the rating, I would give this a 7 out of 10. So that was it for my blush collection video. I hope you guys liked it. I really went through all of the collection really fast, because or else it's a lot to go through each and every blush like in detail. But let me know which or any of these blushes maybe you guys maybe want to see in future, like me applying a lot of these blushes. Which are the blush that intrigued you the most? Which is your favorite cream blush? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys a lot, and I will see you guys in my next video. Also, if you haven't subscribed, you can hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram too, because I am doing so much of content right there. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.